I've just woken up and it's about 7 o'clock in the morning, and today is basically going to go down in history as the day I started the 21-day challenge. The 21-day challenge is basically something I'm going to be doing over the next 21 days, obviously. People say that it takes 21 days to change a habit or to create a habit. And I'm basically going to do this to see what happens if you learn a new language over 21 days every day, whilst also working and sort of doing other things. So I'm going to be updating you every day on my progress, and it's really exciting. I'm really excited. This is the world behind me. Early in the morning, I've got a few minutes to make up my mind as to what language I'm going to be learning. I've been trying to decide that, and I've decided that I'm actually going to write out some languages on different pieces of paper, and I'm then going to basically pick at random because there are so many languages I want to learn and I can't decide. So that's what I'm going to do. So I've chosen my little cards now, and I've got Danish, Swedish, German and Italian. I also want to learn some non-European languages. I'd love to learn Arabic, Chinese, Mandarin. I'd love to learn Korean as well, and Vietnamese. So I'm probably going to leave this until next time, but I'm going to start with one of these. So I'm basically going to scrunch them up and see which language I'm going to be learning. And I'm seriously not looking. So I've got my little cards here, and the language I'm going to be learning over the next 21 days is, it's got, what is it? It's Swedish. So over the next 21 days I'm going to be learning Swedish, and we'll see how it goes. So this morning I downloaded an app. Once I chose Swedish as the language I'm going to be learning, I downloaded an app called Memrise. It's an app for learning vocabulary that I've heard about before, but I've never actually used it myself. So I'm going to see how it goes. But essentially what I did was I did a little lesson this morning, and I learned 6 different expressions in Swedish. I learned how to say hello, which is hey, and goodbye, which is hej då. It was actually quite funny because in the app the word for hej, for goodbye, is kind of visually represented by a picture of a closing door. So you're essentially saying hej då, as in hej då, like saying goodbye to the door, which is quite funny. And yeah, and I also learned how to say thank you, which is tack, and yes, which is ja. And I also learned how to say please in 2 different ways, which is for jag and snälla. So I'm going to practice that now on my lunch break, and I'm also going to have a little lesson, sort of another lesson on Memrise. I'm also going to kind of maybe have a read about Swedish sort of sentence structure, and for the next sort of 4 days, I guess my aim is to sort of memorize 10 verbs, 10 most common verbs, and learn some other vocabulary. So I've just done another quick lesson. I've learned 5 simple sentences in Swedish, and it's sunny today, but it's quite cold, so I'm just going to give you a very quick update. I've learned how to say I am, which is jag är. Excuse my pronunciation if you speak Swedish, by the way. I learned how to say I like, which is jag tycker om. And I learned how to say I need, which is jag behöver. And I learned how to say I understand, which is jag Förstår, and another one which is I'll go, and that's jag går. So I'm quite proud of myself, and yeah, that's it. So I've just got off the train from work, and on my way home I was just basically looking at the different words that I've learned today, and now I'm going to prepare little flashcards for myself. I've got my some paper and scissors and some pencils basically to make nice flashcards with the different words and phrases that I've learned today. So I'm going to put these flashcards around my flat. I'm going to put one on the fridge and one on the bathroom door and one on the mirror by the exit, just to make sure I see them tomorrow morning and kind of remind myself of the vocabulary that I've learned today. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I will give you the next update.